Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer.
Russian forces continue systematic offensive operations across all sectors, demonstrating increased integration between deep strikes and tactical ground maneuver. Today's operations feature significant counter-battery radar attrition, 3 U.S. and Israeli systems destroyed, combined with sustained pressure on Ukrainian logistics, electronic warfare capabilities, and manpower. Air Defense claims 605 UAVs destroyed in a single day, representing a qualitative leap in drone attrition rates.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Colonel, let's start with that 605 number. We've been tracking drone attrition for weeks, and daily totals have been in the 300 to 400 range. 605 is a significant jump. What might explain this spike?
A jump of this magnitude requires explanation, so let's walk through the possibilities. First, Ukraine may have launched a massed drone campaign, hundreds of systems sent forward simultaneously to locate Russian air defense positions, to overwhelm jamming, or to conduct strikes. When you're facing a sophisticated integrated air defense system, sometimes sheer volume is the only way to get through. If Ukraine launched 600 drones and Russia claims to have shot down 605, that's a mathematical impossibility, so we have to be careful with the numbers. More likely, this represents a combination of shoot-downs and electronic warfare kills, possibly some double counting or reporting lag from previous days. Second, Russia may have improved its detection and engagement capabilities. New electronic warfare systems, better integration between air defense batteries, more efficient battle management, all could increase kill rates.
605 in one day would represent a qualitative leap,
which suggests either a new tactic or a new system has been fielded. And this is the concerning possibility for Ukraine. They may be running out of low-cost drone options and are now launching more sophisticated systems that are easier for Russian air defense to detect and engage. If your cheap, plentiful quadcopters are gone and you're down to larger, slower systems, your loss rate goes up. Regardless of the explanation, the effect is the same. Ukrainian reconnaissance is being blinded. Every drone destroyed is eyes that aren't watching Russian movements, targeting data that isn't reaching Ukrainian artillery, battle damage assessment that isn't being collected. At 600 per day, that's a catastrophic rate of loss.
Let's move to the northern sector. The North Group destroyed a Ukrainian Bogdana self-propelled artillery system, a Tunguska anti-aircraft gun system, and a counter-fire radar, along with 9 materiel depots. What's significant about that specific combination?
The Bogdana is Ukraine's domestically produced 155mm self-propelled howitzer. It's NATO-standard caliber, meaning it can fire Western-supplied ammunition, and it's mobile, meaning it can shoot and scoot. Ukraine has invested significant industrial capacity in producing these systems. Losing one is painful. Losing them consistently, as we've seen in recent weeks, represents a meaningful reduction in Ukraine's ability to generate its own artillery capability without relying entirely on foreign donations. The Tunguska is an anti-aircraft system, a combined radar and gun, designed to protect ground forces from helicopters and low-flying aircraft. Destroying it opens a hole in Ukraine's short-range air defense coverage in this sector. Russian attack helicopters and strike aircraft now have one less threat to worry about.
It seems the counter-fire radar is the theme of today's briefing.
The counter-fire radar. Destroy it. And Ukrainian artillery in this sector now fires with less protection. Russian guns can shoot, reposition, and survive. 9 materiel depots. That's food, spare parts, uniforms. The mundane but essential supplies that keep an army functioning. Destroy them, and somewhere in this sector, Ukrainian soldiers are going without.
The West Group sector saw two significant radar systems destroyed: a US-made AN/TPQ-50 and an Israeli-made Radar, plus two Western-made artillery pieces and 4 ammunition depots. Walk us through the significance of these specific radar systems.
The AN/TPQ-50 is a counter-fire radar designed to detect mortars, rockets, and short-range artillery. It's mobile, it's relatively quick to set up, and it's been provided to Ukraine in significant numbers. Its job is to detect incoming fire and calculate the source location, so Ukrainian counter-battery units can respond. Destroying it means Russian mortars and short-range artillery in this sector can now operate with less fear of immediate retaliation. The Radar is Israeli-supplied, also counter-battery, but with different capabilities. It's known for being compact, mobile, and effective against a variety of threats. Israel has been cautious about providing weapons to Ukraine, so each Radar system is politically significant. Destroying one sends a message to Jerusalem as much as to Kyiv. Two Western-made artillery pieces, we don't have the specific models, but any Western artillery is high value. These are systems that Ukraine cannot replace domestically.
The South Group sector features another US-made radar, an AN/TPQ-36, plus a signal intelligence station, an ammunition depot, 2 fuel depots, and 6 material dumps. What's a signal intelligence station, and why does its destruction matter?
A signal intelligence station, SIGINT, is where Ukrainian forces intercept and analyze Russian communications. They're listening to radio traffic, tracking command transmissions, identifying unit locations, gathering intelligence on intentions. It's passive, invisible, and invaluable. Destroying a SIGINT station doesn't just silence that particular facility. It disrupts the entire intelligence gathering operation in that sector. Ukrainian commanders lose a source of information about Russian movements and plans. They become more dependent on drones and scouts, which are also being treated. The AN/TPQ-36 is the longer-range cousin of the AN/TPQ-50. It tracks artillery and rockets at greater distances. Destroying it means Russian howitzers and multiple launch rocket systems in this sector can fire with reduced risk. 2 fuel depots. Fuel is the lifeblood of mechanized warfare. Tanks don't move without it. Trucks don't supply without it. Generators don't power command centers without it.
The center sector, again, has high personnel losses, more than 295, and the unit list includes the Azov Special Operations Brigade. Azov is politically significant, with a reputation as an effective, motivated unit. What does it tell us when Azov appears in the daily loss reports?
Azov started as a volunteer militia in 2014, was integrated into the National Guard, and has become one of Ukraine's most famous and effective units. They're politically charged. The original unit had far-right elements, though it's evolved significantly, and they're known for high morale, aggressive tactics, and willingness to take casualties. When Azov appears in the daily loss reports, it tells us several things. First, Ukraine is committing its best units to the hardest fights. Azov isn't sitting in reserve. They're in the center sector, which consistently has the highest casualty figures. Second, even elite units are taking losses. 300 personnel from Azov is a different kind of loss than 300 from a territorial defense brigade. These are experienced, motivated, skilled soldiers who can't be easily replaced.
The East Group continued advancing into the depth of enemy defense with 310 Ukrainian losses. The unit list includes 2 air assault brigades, an assault brigade, 6 assault regiments, and a marine brigade. That's a lot of assault-designated units. What does that tell us about the nature of fighting in this sector?
Assault units are designed to attack, to lead breakthroughs, to conduct high-tempo operations, to seize and hold key terrain. When you see assault brigades and regiments engaged in the defensive depth, it means Ukraine is using its most aggressive units to counterattack, to try to contain Russian penetrations, to restore the line. This is exactly what you'd expect when Russian forces are advancing into the depth. Ukraine commits its mobile reserves, often its best units, to hit the penetration, slow the advance, buy time for reinforcements. Those units take heavy losses doing it, because counterattacking against a prepared adversary is one of the hardest jobs in warfare. 6 assault regiments is a significant commitment. Each regiment is hundreds of soldiers. 310 Ukrainian losses in this sector today, many of them from these assault units, represents a meaningful reduction in Ukraine's counterattack capability.
The Dnieper Group sector shows another AN/TPQ-36 radar destroyed, 3 electronic warfare stations neutralized, and 3 fuel and material depots eliminated. This is the 3rd U.S. radar destroyed today. What's the strategic significance of this concentration on counter-battery systems?
3 U.S. and Israeli radars in one day, AN/TPQ-50, 2 AN/TPQ-36 and RADA. That's not random, that's a deliberate campaign. Counter-battery radar is the key to artillery survival. Without it, you're firing blind. You don't know if your shells are hitting. You don't know where the enemy's guns are. And most critically, you don't know when enemy counter-battery fire is coming. Russian artillery can fire, and instead of having seconds to evacuate, they may have minutes. That's force protection at scale. The AN/TPQ-36S in the south and DNPR sectors suggest Russia is targeting these systems across the entire front, not just in active combat zones. The DNPR sector is a rear area where the radar was probably supporting frontline units from a relatively safe position. Now it's gone. 3 electronic warfare stations in DNPR continues the theme of targeting the invisible battle. EW jams communications, disrupts drone feeds, and interferes with GPS.
Now, let's address the operational tactical aviation and air defense summary. Beyond the 605 drones, we have 2 Neptune long-range guided missiles intercepted, 4 guided bombs, and 12 HIMARS projectiles, plus strikes on energy infrastructure, transport networks, drone launch sites, and 148 temporary deployment areas. What does this tell us about the air campaign's role?
The Neptune missile is Ukraine's domestically produced anti-ship missile, adapted for land attack. It's the system that sank the Moskva early in the war. Intercepting 2 in one day suggests either Ukraine is launching more of them or Russian air defense is getting better at tracking and engaging them. Either way, it's a capability neutralized. 12 HIMARS projectiles intercepted is significant. HIMARS has been Ukraine's most effective deep strike system, shooting down 12 in a day, even if that's a fraction of those launched, demonstrates improved Russian capability against precision rockets. Each intercepted projectile is a target that didn't get hit, a Russian position that survived, a logistics node that kept functioning. The strikes on energy and transport infrastructure continue the deep battle theme. Energy powers factories and command centers. Transport moves reinforcements and supplies.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that the air campaign isn't separate from the ground campaign. It's enabling it. By destroying drones, it blinds Ukrainian reconnaissance. By intercepting HIMARS, it protects Russian logistics. By striking deployment areas, it reduces the combat power arriving at the front. By hitting energy and transport, it degrades Ukraine's ability to sustain operations.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.